This is Nigeria, where 36 million citizens felt the impact of government of the people, for the people, and by the people. This is Nigeria, where children learn to spell freedom and the words of their new national anthem, so new that the music has not yet been written.
Soon, this great nation, Nigeria, will clock 53. So today we have some wonderful personality with us who would share some of the experience they had during 1960. That was when Nigeria got our independence. So just relax as we bring them one after the other. I bet it's going to be very revealing and interesting.
I am His Royal Majesty Oba Kole Ojutalayo.
Okay, Daddy, we all know that Nigeria will clock 53 soon. And I know you'll have been born by then. So how was Nigeria like then, in 1960?
Well, Nigeria was a new nation state in 1960. That was when we attained our independence on the 1st of October. And that is the date we celebrate as the birth of the nation.
Were you there then?
Oh, of course I was there.
Okay, so what were you doing?
What was I doing on the 1st of October 1960?
Yeah.
Well, I was still a student at Government College Ibadan.
Okay.
We were looking forward to the day of independence,
Okay.
which we thought at that time was the day of liberation. We had this misgiving that we were under colonial stress and we needed to be liberated. We expected absolute freedom. But as young students, we were taught by the school that we were holding our own selves in our own hands like water, and that independence was actually expecting a lot more from us. Then I was a young man looking at the future, and I felt that with the resources that Nigeria had, the future was going to be bright. Unfortunately, the ruling class did not understand what independence meant. They thought it was the beginning of sharing the loot that was in Nigeria, and that was the misgiving that created problems for Nigeria.
And now we'll be speaking to another important personality. He is Oba Kolapo Ibiyemi. Sir, what was Nigeria like in 1960?
In 1960, I was barely some few years old. And I remember vividly when they said the Queen is coming sometime and all sorts of this.
Yeah.
We were asked to come outside and we were looking so innocent about the whole world.
Okay, so you were actually there waiting for the Queen?
Oh, yes. I was very little in the house.
Like how old
but
then?
Barely, I cannot say. I was, how old am I now? I think I should be about 4 years old. In fact, I was very lucky. I grew up with knowledge. Very tender age, I could still understand the serenity of the environment.
Okay.
When I say when you are changing a system, there are bound to be resistance. There are bound to be resistance, and somebody will not be able to fall in along the line. So I believe that actually led to early crisis in Nigeria, because people were not really following the change.
Okay, here we have another person. Hello, good day, sir. What's the name?
My name is High Chief Akinola Disu.
Okay, Daddy, what was Nigeria like in 1960? I know you'd have been born by then, if I'm correct.
Yes, yes.
What was it like?
It was quite different.
Okay.
We had a lot of expectations. We were quite bustling, hopeful, and so on.
Okay, were you actually there on that Independence Day?
Yes, please.
Okay, so what were you doing then?
I was celebrating with Nigeria, that's all. I was celebrating with ourselves.
Okay, so how did you feel on that day? How did you feel?
Elated.
Can you describe your feelings?
Elated that we are out of bondage. That we left the house of bondage, that's all.
Okay, so how did you feel? You say you feel elated then. So how are you feeling now?
Still, I'm happy for the country, but things will still get better. I believe that we get better. It will take us time. If you compare with some other countries of the world, yes, but we learn from our mistakes. I still believe in Nigeria.
We have our nothing as sweet as independent. Nothing as sweet as independent.
It is your generation that can look forward to that better Nigeria, and you better don't spoil it.
Very so.
But we should pray for Nigeria. We still have hope. It's a land of hope and glory, that's what they call it. And I still have hope. I still believe that the age of my grandchildren will be better than this.
My hope is that my children, my children's children will have yet a much better Nigeria.